What's up, guys? It's Wally. Today we're going to be doing some battles with the Choice Scarf Kyogre. Now, this is a Pokemon that I pretty much just carried straight over from Sword Shield into Scarlet and Violet. I think the only thing that I changed really was its Terra type, because I don't think a Water Terra is really going to be great for Kyogre in Regulation G. Now with Miraidon, Raging Bolt, and even potentially Archaludon around, so I think changing into an Electric Terra was pretty much a necessity. But we all remember how strong Tornadus and Kyogre were back in Sword Shield, so I really wanted to carry this over and see if this could work in Scarlet and Violet as well. Now again, like I said before, I know Kyogre has some challenges with the Raging Bolt, Miraidon, and Archaludon, especially since it sets the rain and it helps Archaludon a lot, which is part of the reason why we have Archaludon on this team as well. However, I really think that Kyogre can be extremely strong. And if you're able to get that Water Spout off, especially if you're in the rain, doesn't matter if they end up resisting it, you're gonna still be doing a ton of damage. And if you have a redirector out there like Ogerpon as well, you're gonna be able to redirect all that damage away from you, and you're gonna be able to stay strong enough so that Water Spout can be really strong. Now, if you don't think that you're gonna have the HP to do that, you can always go for the Origin Pulse as well. It's gonna be almost as strong, but still, it's gonna be more consistent at the 110. Just have that chance to miss as well. If you don't want to go with either of those, you can always go for an Ice Beam, which is really great into a lot of the Dragon types, and you can always go Thunder as well, which is great because that hits 100% of the time in the sun. Now, beware if they do have a Sun Setter out there or another Weather Setter, and if they do have some Ground Mons, maybe you don't want to go with Thunder, especially since you're choiced into that, but still, you have a lot of different options on Kyogre that all really make sense on that, especially in the rain as well. Now, it does have a lot of great teammates as well. Like I said, Ogerpon is a great redirector, really benefits with the rain as well. Tornadus does get the benefit with the Bleak Wind Storm, and it does have the Tailwind Taunt, and can set the manual rain if they end up putting up another weather. Incineroar obviously isn't going to benefit from the rain itself, but it's great for the Fake Out, Parting Shot, the Intimidate, even potentially Knock Off and Flare Blitz if you are not in the rain anymore. And then, of course, Archaludon does get the benefit with the Electro Shot, and then Grimmsnarl is really kind of out there to set screens and also take away terrain if we need to. But really, the main focal point here is Kyogre. I think it's going to be really good, despite the fact that it does have some challenges, but we're going to find out now if we can actually kind of survive those. So we'll get into some battles, but before we do, as always, if you guys are new here just having chat, please make sure to go down and hit the subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to drop a like too. But let's get into the battles. Ooh, now we start off by facing a Pokemon that is actually really difficult to deal with when we have Kyogre, but one that hopefully we can still end up getting a win with. It's going to be a little difficult too if we end up terastallizing only because of Landorus. However, positive thing is the fact that we do have the Choice Scarf, and we will have the Tailwind as well. So let's go with that. Let's go with them as well. And then I think we can actually go with Ogerpon, and let's go with Archaludon as well. That's another Mon that we can end up terastallizing if we wanted to. And of course, Ogerpon's going to be really good for redirection at a certain point too. Let's see what we can do though. It's going to be exciting. We could have also brought Grimmsnarl out to be able to remove their, whatchamacallit? Yeah, to be able to remove their terrain because it does have the Misty terrain, of course. But honestly, I think we'll be fine. If we wanted to terastallize and go into Electric, we could always do that, and we could actually benefit from that Electric terrain too. Not the Mons I was expecting. Okay. That'll be fine. That'll be fine, actually. In that case, I'm not even going to bother with the Tailwind right now. I'm actually... Honestly, I should go for a Taunt. But I think I'm just going to go straight for a Bleak Wind Storm. Sweet. And I think we're just going to... We're going to be that guy. We're going to be that guy, and we're going to go with the Water Spout. I know it's not going to do a ton over to Amoonguss, but... you know what? Yeah, especially in the rain, it should do a good amount anyways. Miraidon makes sense. They're going to actually resist both of these. And they may end up terastallizing into water here too. Looks like is going to be the case. The Taunt isn't going to matter now because now that they have the Electric terrain... Yep, into water. But now that we have the Electric terrain, they're not going to be able to put Kyogre to sleep. They would be able to do that to Tornadus, but not to Kyogre. Get the water spout. Good damage on both, actually. Get the Bleak Wind, hits both. Good damage. Now... let's go. Yeah. So that helps us quite a bit right there. So I'm actually going to go... let's go with the Tailwind this time. I feel like we'll need to. And we should Terrasilize into Electric, because that really is the best way to deal with Miraidon. And we also see who their other two Mons are. Or not two, but we see who one of their other Mons is. The only one that would really defeat us if we were Electric would be Landorus. Oh, man. I really should Terrasilize, but I think I'm just stay what we're doing. I'm going to keep with what we're doing, and let's go with the Origin Pulse. Or we'll just take the victory. There we go. Yeah, again, if we wanted to, we could have Terrasilize there to take away the Electric move if we didn't think we were going to KO, and honestly, we probably weren't going to KO. But, yeah, that's the benefit of going out there against Miraidon and Amoonguss, I guess, is the fact that that Spore isn't going to do anything. So, even though I think that was just a misplay by them, it's understandable, but there we go. Good game. Ooh, now we have a Rayquaza sighting. This is going to be a lot of fun. Pretty interesting, too. But here's what we're going to end up doing. I don't see anyone there that ends up setting Trick Room. But they do have 3 Mons that actually do Fake Out. So that could be a little rough. But you know what? We're going to go with our normal. Let's start with those two. We can go with Ogerpon as well. And I think we're going to go Archaludon again, in all honesty. I mean, it's going to be the same Mons, but I think it might just be worth it in the end. Obviously, since they have Ogerpon, we're going to have to think about what we want to actually go with in terms of like Water Move, Electric, Ice, or whatever it may be, just because they would obviously take the Water Spout and heal up a little bit. It's not who they go with, though. All right, here's what we're going to end up doing. They're going to be able to Fake Out. That is unfortunate. But then Intimidate doesn't do anything. I'm actually going to go for a Taunt over into Snorlax just so they can't go with a Belly Drum, because I would imagine that's going to be the case. In all honesty, I think Ice Beam is going to be the smartest thing to go with. If we're going to lock ourselves into something, I think that's going to be the smartest thing to go with. Because again, they have Grass, they have Ogerpon, which is part Grass, and they also have Rayquaza, which is 4x weak to that. Oh, and they had Yawn too. Okay, that would have been even worse in all honesty. So let's go Bleak Wind Storm. Let's go with that Ice Beam again. Let's see if we can do some good work into them. Because again, I really... Yep, and I bet you this is Ogerpon. It's not, it's Rayquaza, but that means we get that 4x affected move up into Rayquaza, and we're going to be able to KO. Yep. See you, buddy. So much damage. You'll love to see that. That's perfect. Now we're going to get a singular Bleak Wind over there, and it's going to take them to Sash. Or no, it wouldn't be Sash because I'm sure they're actually Eviolite. Never mind. Well, I just got debunked twice in a row there. But it's a Figgy Berry. Nice. Coaching ain't going to do anything, though. Let's go. I understand. I understand. Alright. This is going to be rough for us. Actually, no. It won't. Let me explain why. We're going to go with a Bleak Wind Storm here, and we're also going to go out into Archaludon. Because they're going to go with a Wood Hammer or a Grassy Glide or a Fake Out. And whichever one they do into Kyogre, it's going to go into Archaludon, they're going to resist it, and they get a +1. Okay. Cool. Never mind. My bad. Alright, well, you know what? I'm going to stop trying to predict things, because apparently I'm extremely wrong every time I try. But it's alright. It's still working out for us. I'm really appreciating it. Really appreciating it. Pardon me. Alright. There's Snorlax again. That's perfect. Let's go with the Bleak Wind Storm. And let's go with the Electro Shot, too. And let's just take that victory. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Covert Cloak, or else we wouldn't have knocked them out and got them down to the red. But either way, still ended up picking up the victory again. Really good game. Well, now, this is actually a pretty cool team. I will say, thankfully for us, there's no one on this team that's going to set a weather. At least not automatically. So that's going to be a big positive for us. So let's go with the usual because it works. Let's go with those two, and then let's end up bringing... I think we're going to bring Archaludon, and lastly... See, I would love to bring Grimmsnarl, don't get me wrong, but unfortunately the steal from Excadrill would be extremely bad. You know, we could go Incineroar just in case they bring Garganacl and they end up terrestrializing into Ghost. But we're gonna have the water or the rain up. We can always go Ogerpon as well. It's tough because again, like conventional logic here says go Ogerpon, right? But I really want to. And you know what? Let's go Ogerpon. Let's just do that. The team works, so why try to change it, right? So let's see what we end up seeing here to start. I would imagine their Tailwind setter would be... they probably won't set Tailwind, in all honesty. I was going to say it would probably be Salamence. Well, if there is one, we know who it is. Alright, here's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to go for the Bleak Wind right away, and we're also going to go for the Thunder. I'm completely expecting them to terrestrialize into water right here. I'm just going to go all out for it. Either way, we are going to have a super effective move then, you know? Because the flying will be super effective over there, and then if they go into water, so will the electric. It is unfortunate that the electric would end up being a resisted move, though. That's understandable. Who are we hitting with this? Really? Okay, well, that's fair, I guess. It's unfortunate for us, don't get me wrong, but fair. Good speed drop. Lucky right there, as they end up missing the Draco Meteor. That happens so much. It's happened so much lately. Alright, so here's what we're going to end up doing. Yeah, we can actually taunt down there. So let's do that. It's not what I meant to do. But let's go for the Thunder and let's do that up there. That's going to stop a Recover. That's going to end up stopping a Wide Guard at some point if they do that. A Protect. And they're going to be pretty free. We end up taking them out. That's perfect. They're probably going to end up going Salt Cure into Kyogre. Okay, never mind. Let's go. That's actually a big help because that means Kyogre's not going to lose 1/4 of its HP every single turn. So, honestly, I think we're going to be fine going with a Bleak Wind Storm and a... yeah, we can do with the Bleak Wind Storm, and we can actually go with the Thunder again. That should be enough to take them out, in all honesty. Yeah, we may be put to sleep, but that's okay. That's just a hazard of the game, man. You know what I mean? Perfect. Obviously, they're not getting taken out. And their speed drops. Oh, awesome. They go from, like, 45 down to... what would that be then? It doesn't matter. Ooh, they do have a berry, though. They'll bring it back up. Now, Spore. Yeah, and that's fine. In all honesty, Kyogre's done a ton of work already. Let's have it. It can take a little rest. I'm okay with that. Purina, is this a... Huh. Okay, well, we would have to swap Kyogre out anyways. Yeah. Although, they do still have Terra. What if they Terrastalize here? Either way, let's go for the Bleak Wind. I'm going to keep them out just in case, or just so they can wake up. That's fair. Yeah, one turn wake up ain't going to happen. We'll do a little bit of damage. It gets resisted because of the steel. Not bad. Can we lower speed? Nope. But Tornadus is gone now. That is unfortunate, but we're gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. We still have Terra. Yeah, let's go Archaludon here. Obviously, we're not going to be able to terrastalize away from a Spore. However, we will be able to terrastalize away from a ground weakness. So let's do that. Let's go with the Draco Meteor over there. And let's try to go for the Thunder as well. Let's see if we can wake up. Obviously, they're not terrastalizing. Or if they are, that is more than likely just going to be... Amoonguss. Let's go. I feel like we need to hit this. Fair enough. Still asleep. Understandable. Does this pick it up? Not quite. They could have gotten another sleep. Instead, they are now knocked out. Oh yeah, they would have been knocked out anyways, but that's okay. Yeah, I know it seems ridiculous, but we're gonna be keeping Kyogre in just until it wakes up. We're not gonna be able to do much anyway, so let's go for the Body Press. Let's go for the Thunder because we're locked into it. Not gonna wake up. We will on the next turn. Hopefully we can swap them out in time. Or we can just pick up the KO with the Body Press. That's what I'm talking about. That's why Archaludon is such a great mon to have with them. Again, if we were out there more with the rain and we could have actually picked up an Electro Shot on a mon that wouldn't have been immune to it, that would have been nice too, but honestly, that Body Press is just more than enough. Good game. Uh-oh, we got a Sableye sighting here. That is going to be a little rough. Especially with Rillaboom as well. So we'll have to figure this out, but definitely not impossible. Definitely not impossible. Let's go with our normal lead. I don't think that's ever a bad thing to go with. Feel like we can go Ogerpon. It's really tough to go Incineroar this time, only because of the Intimidate into a Defiant, but... Honestly, I might just go Archaludon again. Yeah, we'll go Archaludon again. Yeah, let's see what we can do with that. We can always try to go for an Ice Beam. We can always go for a an Electric Terra, too. They can always call it and go for like a high horsepower or something, but I can always hope that they don't. And either way, we do have a Covert Cloak over on Tornadus, and that's always a big help. But having a Amoonguss and Sableye out there is not positive for us. So here's what we're going to have to do, I think. I think we're going to have to swap out Kyogre initially here. Let's go for the Bleak Wind Storm. Yeah, let's go for the Bleak Wind Storm. Let's go for Ogerpon. I'm going to say, I know we could always end up going for a Taunt over there, too. And honestly, that might be the smartest thing, but... It's alright, though. We'll save it for we'll save it for a rainy day. But I think Ogerpon's going to be fine here anyways. We have the grass to be able to avoid any kind of spore, and we just got to hope it's not like a Will-O-Wisp or something. But again, I would assume it's going to be a fake out. And the time that they're taking to figure it out is actually kind of worrying me a little bit. Makes me question if I did the right thing. But we'll find out here in just a moment. It would have been fine. Ooh, into Dragonite, though. Let's see if we can get a speed drop. That would be huge. Oh, they're actually going into a Water Terra. That's actually good for us, because we just brought out a Grassmon, and hopefully we can then... Yep, and we can end up going for a Horn Leech, and we can say goodbye to Amoonguss. Speed drop. On Dragonite, that is. No. But Amoonguss. Yeah. Swapped out the wrong mon, I guess. It's alright. Here's what we can do now, then. See if we can Tailwind. They'll probably protect, but you know what? Let's see if we can just knock them out. Come Sableye, or are they going to go someone else? That's fair. We should have just went with the Cudgel and trusted it. Damn. Still some good damage, though. I appreciate that. Aerial Ace into Torn. Surprising, actually. Alright, well, at least we know who all their mons are. At least we know that. Let's go with the Bleak Wind. Let's Terrastallize to avoid the Aerial Ace from being a really strong move. And let's go for the Ivy Cudgel, even though they may end up protecting here. Again, I still need to knock them out. It's going to be pretty important. I really hope that we're able to wake up here. Although I do not feel extremely confident about it. Please don't protect. You're going to protect, though, aren't you? Well, hello. Hold on now. If we would have knocked out Annihilate, though, that would have been really nice. Either way, though, at least we get that. I'm guessing that they're going to end up going with a with an Aerial Ace here. I don't know if it's going to be into Torn or if it's going to be over into Pond, but... Nice. Glad we Terrastalized then. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Let's go for the Bleak Wind. And let's go Spiky Shield on this one. That'll prevent getting hit, obviously, on the Aerial Ace. And this will also prevent, like, a potential Fake Out as well. I have no clue what they are, but whatever they are, kind of worries me. Okay, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem, actually. Unless we can knock out Dragonite right here. We can't. They knock out Tornadus. That is totally understandable. I think we're going to have to go with the Follow Me on the next one. Which, in all honesty, ain't a bad thing. Ain't a bad thing, especially for Kyogre here. I know it's our last turn with... I think it is our last turn with Rain. Yeah, I know, so maybe not the smartest, but... Again, in all honesty, we know who's left. The Rain ain't going to help us much with them, but... Here's what we'll end up doing. Let's go Water Spout. Let's go Follow Me. Yeah, I know. That's fine. Still get some good damage. We'll end up knocking out Sableye, which is good. I was going to say, they could go Encore, which would go back into Spiky Shield, but going with the Follow Me is going to go first, then go Encore, and now we're just Encored into that. Which, again, ain't necessarily the greatest thing because of who they have out there. It would be nice to go with the Oh, never mind. We'll be fine. I was going to say it'd be nice to actually go with a Horn Leech over there, but it looks like we're going to, well, potentially be okay. It's going to be tough without the rain, but it's not going to be impossible. That's not what I meant to click. I'm sorry. So let's go Water Spout. Let's go Follow Me once more. I think we're going to be fine. And we have our Archaludon left too, so we're going to be okay. They could always go for an extreme speed, but that's not going to do a ton. Well, it'll do a good amount, don't get me wrong. But it's not going to do enough where the Water Spout isn't going to knock them out. And either way, the Follow Me is going to go first. I think it's because we outspeed. Yep. Ogerpon tanks that. That's beautiful. We'll get the Water Spout. We KO over there. Almost get a Moongus. And all it's going to take is one more. Because it's possible they just go for a Spore right here or something. Yep. Nice. Love that. But again, the Water Spout's going to be more than enough to be able to take them out. And we can call this a GG. There we go. Again, Kyogre is just so powerful. Like, it's a resisted water move over there, but still does a good amount to a Moongus. About a third there without the rain, and about half with the rain up. So, ton of damage right there, and I just absolutely love to see that. Good game. So like I said, man, Kyogre's back. And don't get me wrong, I know it faces a lot of challenges in Generation 9, especially with Raging Bolt, Miraidon, and even potentially Archaludon as well. However, with Terrestrialization and Kyogre still just being an absolute monster with its special attack, should be able to take care of them in short order. I mean, the Electric Tear is great because you're going to end up resisting any kind of electric move, obviously. And even though Grass does become neutral, it's still not going to do as much as it would before. So Kyogre is going to be able to tank some of those moves, and it's going to be able to do a ton of damage with either Water Spout and Origin Pulse, or even potentially the Ice Beam into a Dragon-type Mon, or Thunder if you're in the rain and you're facing something else that's going to be weak to the electric. And especially when you have a team around it that benefits from the rain as well, it's really nice because Tornadus gets that benefit with the Bleak Wind Storm, Archaludon with the Electro Shot, and then Ogerpon with that Ivy Cudgel as well. I know Incineroar kind of loses its benefit with the Flare Blitz when the rain is up, however that knockoff, the Parting Shot, and the Fake Out are really incredible as well. And then Grimmsnarl to be able to take away terrain, put up the screens, and also have a nice fairy move as well is really nice. But really, Kyogre's an absolute monster, and I know it's going to take kind of a step back compared to Sword and Shield. However, I still think it's going to be a good mon in Generation 9. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the battles. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like. We'll see you guys next time.